Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to Only Leeds Bros for the match build-up. Leeds United versus Stoke on Boxing Day, Stephen's Day, depending where you're from and what way you say it. But Leeds United do travel away to Stoke City, and obviously the away form is a bit of a worry at the minute. So we're going to do our usual match build-up. We'll get Dillo to go through Daniel Farke's press conference, any injury concerns from that, and the main kind of takes from it. Then we'll run through Stoke City and their key players and how their form has been lately, and then we'll run through Leeds United and what team we want to set up. So we'll get a couple of comments in the chat first. So Danny here, as always, smash a like and subscribe. Please get these lads to 500 before the end of the year. That would be unbelievable if we could do that, lads. Morning all, and Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas to everyone that is Leeds United. Lads, morning, Matty. Morning, buddy. And Merry Xmas Eve. Oh, that's it. Happy Christmas. The best. My mate from Cass. My lad. Yeah, so we'll pass you over to Dillo. Dillo's going to get through Daniel Farke's press conference, and then, as I said, we'll run through Stoke, and then we'll run through Leeds United, and then we'll just have a general chat then. Obviously, it's going to be the last one before Christmas as well, so we'll make it a good one.
Morning, everyone. I hope everyone had a lovely old sleep. It's the old Christmas now today, so delighted. Anyway, we'll get through this. So yeah, Fark more. There's a gash on Joe Rodon's head. He reckons he's too many edges on his head that he keeps getting butchered. And that's really it from Fark. Apart from the other players have to be assessed. So, but nothing really major, nothing to kind of get too worked up on. They are leaving tomorrow, isn't it? Christmas Day. Doing a bit of training today, and then travelling up to Stoke tomorrow for that game. So, hopefully Leeds can get the 3 points, considering that they can't have a nice day off for Christmas, So, but yeah, that's where we are with Fark's presser, and we'll move on to Stoke.
Dillo's still sleepy, lads. He's not used to doing the stream this early. Yeah, so move on to Stoke City, lads. Bit of a mixed bag. Well, not a mixed bag. They've poor performance this season, to be honest, from Stoke City. So they do sit 19th in the championship table, only 3 points off the relegation zone. Last 5 games don't make for good reading for Stoke at all. They lost 2-0 to Burnley, 2-1 loss at Sunderland, 2-1 loss against Luton. They picked up a 1-1 draw at Cardiff and a 2-0 loss to Sheffield United, and they have no wins in the last 8 games. Main players to look out for, I think the only main one there in that Stoke City side is Tom Cannon. Fox in the box, really, really good player, good striker for them. And he has got 8 goals this season, so it is something that we're going to have to be wary of, and something that we're going to have to watch out against Stoke. But that kind of being said, everything kind of looks like it's going to be a Leeds United win, and as we say, on paper, but it's never really paid on paper. Obviously, Leeds United's performances away from home, when you look at the results based, it doesn't look too bad, but just the performances, I think, as a whole is what the issue is. And we just hope Leeds United go to Stoke, and like that, the first couple of minutes, and Daniel Farke did allude to in his press conference as well, when he did kind of talk about tempo and kind of starting a bit better. Myself, Mikey, and Sean from Wilco Whites did say it on the final point last night as well, that it is something that Leeds United do have to be looking at, especially starting games, that it needs to be a lot better. It seems to be very slow away from home. We come into games very kind of lax, very sit backish, no real kind of up and at them away from home. And I think that kind of plays against us, because it seems to be very, very hard then to dial it back up. So yeah, just hoping for the performance at Stoke. Hopefully we can move the ball quick, a bit of zip, as what Dylan did say. Like, the lads obviously in today, training on Christmas Eve, and then tomorrow, then they don't even spend it with their family and travel down to Stoke. Like, it must be tough, and you do forget that. Like, as a football fan, like, we'll all be sitting watching the game tomorrow, a couple of beers watching Leeds versus Stoke, but then you forget what these players have gone through, travelling, being away from their family. So all that does come into account, and the same for Stoke as well, the Stoke players as well. And look, at, of course, they're in a privileged position as footballers to get paid very good for it, but it's still the human side of it, isn't it? That you're away from your family on Christmas Day. So let's hope the lads do go down there, make a worthwhile trip, put on a good performance, travel back up to Leeds and to see their family then with happy faces then, and obviously then they can spend it with their family then. But yeah, look, I'm hopeful for these next two games. I think they're massive, absolutely massive for Daniel Farke. I think he has to get them right. Um, Derby, I don't think is going to be an easy one either. I just don't think any away game for Leeds United at the minute is going to be easy by the way that we're playing and performing. And I just hope Daniel Farke rights the wrongs of the performances lately. I think after Blackburn, it should have been an eye opener for him. Thought at Preston we were going to change it up a little bit, and it wasn't. It was a carbon copy, the same sort of like slow, drab play, not moving the ball quick enough. So surely they'll out now. He has to realise that it needs to change, even shake up, whether it's going to be formation, the tempo to the game, personnel, or whatever way it's going to be. And we've obviously talked a good bit about Brendan Aronson last night as well. On the final point, do you think that this is Brendan Aronson's type of game, or would you take him out of the fire line and get someone with a little bit of quality in the team?
I definitely think take him out of the team. Saying of the last couple of weeks now, I think Aronson is a smashing player. You know, he did score a goal today against Oxford. He actually played very well. But then yet again, at the bottom of the league, Oxford does nothing really too crazy to kind of get hyped up for the 4-0 win. But Stoke away is going to be a tough one. Yeah, I did like we did say yesterday, whether you put three in midfield. Look, none of this is going to happen. This is all me just giving my opinion. Three in the middle of the park would be a nice setup. Get rid of the 10 altogether. It would let the shackles off of Rotwell and Tanaka. But then the other side of it is maybe does he just get rid of take Aronson out and put Tanaka up top? You know, but then obviously Strike is still injured. But then, you know, there's still a chat that I had about Gilavogi. Like Gilavogi is there as well to do a job. Or the Boyo. Yeah, look, Leeds need to get 3 points. But we also need to play well because I think that's what the issue is. Like if we win a scrappy 1-0, it's still going to be a conversation around the Leeds universe about why is the performance still not there. So from the get go, players need to be at a high tempo sharpness and play the ball, quick passing, like 1-2s and move the ball quickly. But just especially now Boxing Day, we're all sitting there having a few beers, excited for being off work ourselves, Christmas, being with the family. And to see Leeds play like that, it'll probably just do my head in, to be honest with you. So I'm hoping for a high tempo game. Hoping Leeds get the 3 points, which I'd say they will. As you said there, Stoke, they're not really doing very good at the minute. Already no wins in the last 8. So look, hopefully Leeds can definitely pull something together.
Yeah, look, I think we showed everything on paper does look towards a Leeds win, but it's Leeds actually going out there and it's different saying on paper that Leeds are going to do it, but it's different actually going out and doing it on the day. I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of a shake up in the squad, to be honest with you. The Willie Gnonto situation kind of has a bit of a head scratch at the minute. I don't think when he comes in to start, probably Matteo Joseph is probably going to be the only one kind of swap Pirro out again. It seems to be this to and fro again. It came back in with Pirro and Joseph. It was there for a while. Yeah, I think Joseph. I think Joseph for the game at Stoke. I think we're going to need it. They're that typical kind of championship side. They're going to try and hold the ball up. They're going to try and frustrate us. It's going to be that typical away performance. What we're seeing teams doing against us, Blackburn, Preston. I think it's going to be very, very similar to that. So I do think we probably need that little bit of doggedness up top in Matteo Joseph, running the channels in behind, his press, his first touch, trying to hold the ball up to kind of bring us up the pitch a little bit further. So I do think it's a game made for Matteo Joseph. But to be honest with you, every time I've kind of said that, there's been through the season so far, I've kind of said, I think this is the game for Pirro when he starts Joseph. And I said, I think this is the game for Joseph when he starts Pirro. So it's like, what do you know? But I just feel like it's one of them games. I just think we need kind of Pirro to be 100% on it and do that kind of hold the play, and his first touch isn't great. So just think away at Stoke, it might not be ideal to kind of start Pirro, and it does seem to be working when we do start Joseph. When Pirro does come off the bench, he seems to kind of give us that little injection. He always seems to kind of nick a goal, so I think it might work that way. Other than that, I can't really, see it unchanged. It obviously depends on Pascal's strike, how fit he is. Hopefully he is fit, and like what he said, if he is, I'd love to see a 3-man in the midfield. I'd love to see us go 4-3-3. No, he just said everyone to be assessed. He just said the only one that was kind of the alluded to. I think it just depends. Like the Volbram and Boyram situation is obviously there now because obviously Fairpo being injured and obviously after being out suspended and stuff like that. And And yeah, Danny's obviously mentioned it there as well. Do we bring Vobra in for Stoke? Look, yeah, I don't. Yeah, I think Boyer done well. It could be one of them where he might take Vobra out, or might take Boyer out, start Vobra against Stoke, and then bring Boyer back in for Derby, or he might do vice versa. He might go with Boyer again, and the Vobra back in. I just think it'd be a lot on Boyer's body. You know, he's been playing there the weekend. You know, he plays again then at Stoke, and then he plays again at Derby, and then obviously have a quick turnaround at the Blackburn. Fairpo's still not going to be fit for that as well, so it'll be a lot on Sam Boyer's body. You know, so there will be somewhere where Vobra is fit enough. There's going to have to be somewhere along this where either Smith goes into left back or Vobra goes into left back, because you can't expect Sam Boylan to play, you know, these 4 games over the next couple of days. I just don't think his body's going to. Technically, he can. Absolutely no issue with him, but I just think physically his body might break down a little bit. So, yeah, again, that would be an interesting one to see that. But I can't see Fark shaking it up too much. I think if any kind of changes to be once that kind of forced upon him. He's always kind of like that. He doesn't really like to change a winning side. So it probably will be Joel Pirro that he starts at Oxford, but I would like to see Matteo Joseph, because he is one of them that doesn't, when we do win, he doesn't like to shake it up unless it's forced upon him. So, yeah, be an interesting one to see. As I said, I do have worries going into this game, as the captain said, away Woes. There's a lot of fans out there, you know, are confident enough when they look at Stoke's record. They're saying, yeah, look, an easy win. I just think Leeds away from home at the minute, they haven't shown a performance, and until they give me that confidence that they're able to do it away from home. Yeah, I can't allude to it too much. I'd rather, you know, see it to believe it. You know what I mean? So yeah, look, obviously, I hope with the Christmas period and all that as well, Boxing Day, you're with the family. You hope Leeds win. You hope to take all 3 points. And look, I remember some of the lads in the chat. Do you remember Boxing Day? I think we played Blackburn at home. I think we were 2-0 down. And I think Roof got a hat-trick and Leeds won 3-2. Roof scored in the last minute. And I just remember that day just being absolutely unbelievable. Like, it was a great day anyway with your family. But then the way Leeds won that game, and it just made the day like so much better. So I'm hoping kind of for something similar. Maybe not a heart-throbbing game like that where we go 2-0 down, but just something where Leeds have a nice, solid performance. Nice, solid performance and win it. Get into the couple of comments. Matty says maybe just Pascal is fit. Yeah, true. If Pascal is fit, we might see Pascal come back in. Will he drop Ampadu back to the bench? You know, that's obviously the main one. And a few changes for Derby. I can more so see that. I can see him probably, because we've obviously bet Oxford. He doesn't like change a winning side. He probably will try and keep it. The way it is, and only changes kind of forced upon. That's the only reason why I think he'll change it up. I'm going for. And you know, Smith, Jesus, imagine that. I think I might have overdosed on cheese yesterday. I might be pregnant. Hope you're all well, Scooby. Hope you keep well, pal. Hope you have a good Christmas. Morning, Amy. Morning. Yeah. So yeah, look, I think that's obviously probably the main kind of takes from it. You want else to kind of add?
I just feel like, all things considered now lately, with that win at Oxford, you know, and there's nothing to be hyped over, but something to build on. But it's more the away form. Like, Fark kind of needs to see this as a stepping stone. We're doing it at home, but we're not doing it away, and it's been going on too long now, and I'm kind of sick of it now. To be honest with you. So he needs to put kind of drill it into the heads of the lads, or maybe, like, because it's kind of similar to the way we do play at home. It's just very laxy daisy. It's not quick enough. It's not sharp enough. You know, you do see the occasional pass being put out of play or just mistimed or anything like that. You know, so it's also the question to be had about the Nanto situation as well. And then if Ramazani is ready for a start. But at the minute, I wouldn't be getting rid of Solomon and James, because I think the two of them have been fairly spot on. Yeah, you could say about the Joseph and Pierre situation, but yet again, I'm going to say Joseph. And then, you know, Bogle played very well. You know, the two boys in midfield are just outstanding. But then if Strike was fit, I think I would let him sit this one out.
Would you?
Yeah, I think I'll just leave Ampadu in there. I think it's working at the minute. Strike's been phenomenal. He hasn't done anything wrong. It's more just a rest. No, but it's just a rest. Just to give him a rest. That's all. That's what I'm thinking of. But when he does come back, where is he going to put Ampadu? Because I think it's very hard to drop Rotwell. We all know it's going to be Rotwell, but I don't think he should be dropped. Maybe drop Aronson.
Yeah, it seems to be the only way, and it probably is going to be that to and fro this season with Ampadu kind of coming back in. And something that we've all talked as Leeds fans over the last couple of weeks is that, where does Ampadu get back into the squad? And we've all kind of said, well, Ampadu needs to fight his way back in. he kind of has done that. He's kind of bided his time. He's kind of gone little cameos. I know he was kind of playing right back, and it was kind of needs must, and he does what a captain does, just come on and ask what he's asked to do. And against Oxford, you know, he thought he was outstanding. That little, that little passes and all that he does around the corner, his vision is really, really good. So I do, like what I've said about Pascal Strike, I do think he's absolutely solid at the back. I'd rather find a way, and again, it feels like that's a narrative against Brendan Aronson. I'd rather find a way in this squad to try and get Strike and Ampadu into the squad than trying to get Aronson. And I do think probably the only way of doing that is going the 4-3-3. And then like that, letting Tanaka and Rotwell go, and let them be more attacking, because I do think they have it in them. They can both shoot, they both have a ton of pace, they can both pick out a pass, they're both tenacity as well. They like making challenges as well. And I just think that kind of then that back line then of that kind of three sitting then, if you have your Strikes, your Rodons and Ampadu sitting there, like I think that's a solid back line. Then you Bogle then able to get forward, then he's doing a lot defensively as well. You have Boyer, and Boyer does what Boyer does, and Bober will do it as well. So I think, like, again, like when you're a fan, you sit here and you see it, like Farr could try it out and it might be absolutely horrendous and go, yeah, look, I was completely wrong. But it's just something that I'd like to see, just a little shake up, just especially going away from home, because it just obviously hasn't worked, the formation that we have been playing. But I just don't think Daniel Farr will do it. He's obviously alluded in his last two press conference before Oxford, before Stoke. He has turned around and said that he doesn't rely or doesn't put much weight on home games and away games. He's still set up the same way. He still says it's 11v11 is still a football pitch, it's still the same rule, so he kind of always sets up the same way. But I just do think away from home, and you better believe it, that Chris Wilder, Scott Parker, that they're setting up differently for their sides to go away from home, to be on the front foot, have possession, don't let them in behind. And that's where I feel like he just needs to tweak a little bit more. If he's going to keep the same formation, fine, no problem at all. But let's try and move it a bit quicker. Let's try and get on top of them. Let's try and smother them. Don't be passive, don't let them build their way into the game, because that's the last thing you want. Let Stoke build up a little bit of confidence after 10, 15 minutes. They still have Leeds at bay, and then they start trying to come out and hit us on the counter, and like that. Anything can happen in football. You can give away a penalty, they nick a goal on the break, someone slips, anything can happen. And then I think then the last thing that you want is going 1-0 down, then away at Stoke. And Boxing Day, we know what Stoke are like. They're really good fan base down there as well. They'll be up for it. They'll be supporting them, especially Leeds coming to town. They'll be absolutely buzzing. So yeah, I hope it's not one of them games where, we're not really at it and then they nick one. That's probably the last thing I want, because I think if Leeds do go down then after 10, 15 minutes, it's probably going to be one of them games like a Preston, like a Blackburn, very frustrating. You're kind of hoping that we get back into the game, and it's very hard to do so. So yeah, I want to.
It seems to be that they're always that's how Leeds lose. Like, fair enough about Burnley. I think Burnley, Leeds dominated them. It was a slip from Solomon. They went up and they scored. But Preston and Blackburn, it was very similar, lads. It's very similar. But especially the Preston one, Strike was way out of position. And he got done and he was gone. Not being smart, that doesn't happen with Ampadu. I have to be honest with you. That doesn't happen. But if Aronson wants to go, as you were saying there, and we were to play that position, regardless of Leeds, if Leeds weren't playing that high tempo, I still don't think Stoke would score if you did have Strike, Ampadu and Rodon. You'd have obviously Ampadu just sitting in front of the two of them, kind of like the way the Calvin Phillips roll. But it would definitely more of a solid back as opposed to just waiting for Bogle and say Fairbow if he was fit coming back. But yeah, I think the 10 has to go. I think I'm starting to kind of believe in it a little bit more. If you start to play 3 in midfield, even, it's definitely going to give a bit more to offer on the attacking front.
It gives us more going forward. It sounds like it's more defensive, but it actually gives us more, because you're letting Rotwell and Tanaka actually go. So you're having 5 pushing forward then, not just Aronson. And I do think with the both of them there, as I said, I think Rotwell has more quality on the ball. Tanaka definitely has more quality on the ball. So if you have 2 of them coming forward, trying to pick the passes, in theory, look, it sounds great, but it's always going to be hindsight like that if he goes out and tries it. It might work, but I'm very interested to see how he's going to handle the Ampadu and Strike situation now. How did he get both of them back into the squad? Because he is going to want to do it, and like that, he's definitely not going to drop Strike. Once Strike is back fit, you'd imagine he's going to come back into the left-hand side of centre half. You'd imagine Ampadu was going to try and get into the squad somewhere, and I'd hate to see, Rotwell seems to be kind of the one that's been talked about, that he's going to be the one to come on the starting lineup, and I wouldn't like to see that, because he's been absolutely outstanding for us when he's been called upon this season. He's came in and do a job, and I just think it'd be very harsh to kind of take him out of that lineup. And we obviously seen Ampadu at the start of the season. He was probably the main kind of factors and the main the main kind of catalyst with our slow playing midfield, and especially even at home at Ellen Road, he was dropping between the lines, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches, and then moving it very kind of slow across the park. He was bringing our tempo back down, and I don't want to see that from Ampadu. I think Ampadu is much better when he's up on the front foot, 1 or 2 pass, and moving the ball quick, because that's what he's good at, and his range of passing is outstanding as well. So it's just tempo. I think tempo is just the key word. It's something that I want to see on Boxing Day 100%. I just want to see us up and at it, moving the ball quick, high energy, and just go and get the 3 points. Because if we do that, and as what Mikey said, it's just another pitch. Go out and prove it. We all know we have the quality there. So I just don't want to see that level of performance dropping again. Brilliant performance against Oxford. Let's go back it up against Stoke, and then we'll move on to Derby. Then after that, we'll take each game at a time. But it's time now that this away form doesn't become a worry now, because the next 2 games are massive, and Daniel Farke has to be thinking that, because you can imagine the fan base still. We go away to Stoke and draw or lose, and then it rolls onto Derby then, and it's back in the player's head, and we don't pick up all 3 points, and you're talking to your away games, and that's when the heat really becomes on Daniel Farke. And I even think we're Farke in. A lot of the lads in the chat are Farke in as well, but that's where the heat then really becomes on Daniel Farke then, because it's like you're failing to recognise the same mistakes that we're making over and over again, and failing to rectify the situation. So it is going to be an interesting one, but it's one that I'm looking forward to, and it's one that this is the reason why you're a football fan, and especially in the Championship, it's the to, the fro's, it's the ups and downs. We're going to have them the whole way through the season, but the main thing is just keep the belief and keep sticking with the team.
Yeah, completely agree, 100%. Lovely.
Just get a couple of the comments, lads, before we wrap up. It is a really short one, because we still have loads to do. On the flip side, though, 2 away games back to back over Christmas. Yeah, as I said, 4 points is still a good return. It's just the opposition. You think that we should have 6, but 4 isn't bad. Yeah, I agree with that, Mikey. 6 would obviously be outstanding, and I would kind of really put to bed this away form, so we can kind of get the monkey off the back. And it always seems to be every season, like Leeds have some sort of hoodoo, whether it's away at London or the away kits, early kickoffs. It's always this, and now it kind of seems to be away from home. So it always seems to be every season Leeds do have this kind of little hoodoo on their back. So I'd love to see us go out, win the 2 games, and just get the monkey off the back, so we don't really have to allude to it. But like what you said, Mikey, it isn't bad. Like, we go to Stoke 3-0 and a draw at Derby or vice versa, it wouldn't be the worst situation. It's just, again, then when we come to play Blackburn on New Year's Day, it's go win that game as well, then, isn't it? Ain't gonna lie, I'm sick of the dogma around the 10. It's starting to feel like a cult, like religious. We need the Messiah at the 10. Yeah, and that's why I think, Scooby, maybe, because it doesn't really seem to be, something that kind of seems to be sorted out, and that's why obviously we've touched on playing the 4-3-3. It's just get rid of the 10, then let's stop talking all the shit about the 10. Let's go 4-3-3. Have 2 midfielders, let them off the shackles and let them go, and then we kind of just get rid of that situation in the 10. But like that with Aronson at home, play him in the 10, brilliant. But away from home, just have that shake up. Imagine him starting Bamford. No, not happening. Not happening. No, Danny. Scary.
I'd say that'd be something else.
Paddy Bamford in a pair of suspenders. Yeah, lads, I think that's us. You want that before we go? I think that's us from Only Leeds Road to Tuesday. Obviously, a longer video for the match build-up. We've a lot to do today. We've a lot to get stuck in, to start wrapping presents, and to start prepping for the dinner and stuff like that. But look, lads, we will say happy Christmas to absolutely everybody. It's been an amazing roller coaster for myself and Dylan since August, since we set up Only Leeds Bros. We're absolutely loving it. We will be back probably the 27th. Yeah, we won't be on Boxing Day. We definitely won't be on Boxing Day, but we will be back the 27th for the final point. We'll be over on Mighty's channel, Imagine Not Being Leeds. And we are going to bring a little video out called Player Ratings now after each game. It'll only be a short little video, 8 to 12 minutes, where we'll just rate the players from the previous game. So that will be coming after the Stoke game. So keep an eye out for that one. But again, lads, look, thanks very much to everyone. Before you leave the video, don't forget to smash a like on the video. Hit subscribe to the channel and share it around as well with all your friends or family. Dillo, and to say before we go, bud?
Just Merry Christmas to everyone. As Darren said there, it was definitely a roller coaster over the last couple of months. I love doing this. So does Darren. It's something I'm very passionate about. And obviously, our partners, Darren's wife and my partner, kind of pushed us to do this, and here we are today. So
very understanding.
Yeah, with the kids as well. So thanks to them as well for letting us do this. So yeah, anyway, happy Christmas to everyone. I hope you all have a good Christmas, safe Christmas. Don't drink too much.
Don't drink too little. We'll leave it there, lads. Have a great Christmas. We'll chat you all again soon. Have a good one. Enjoy.